Hello, I'm Waynesburg University Sports Information Director Bobby Fox. I'm joined today by head wrestling coach Ron Headlee, senior 125-pounder Tristan Buxton. Waynesburg University, in the recent preseason poll put out by the President's Athletic Conference, the overwhelming #1 pick to repeat as PAC team champions. And Coach, thank you for joining us, and we're going to get to you first. What's your reaction to this vote that's so heavily towards the Yellow Jackets to pick up their second straight title and sixth in your 10 years as the leader of the program?
It's more pressure. That's the way we look at it. I mean, that puts us in a good spot. I thought we finished well last year, so if we can just continue, it's always a tough thing to be the #1. Everyone wants to knock you off, but if our guys do what they need to do, that's what we need to keep working at. So there's a lot more pressure on us, but looking forward to the challenge. I think our guys are working hard and are up for that challenge.
You talked about a bit of a slow start, a lot of injuries, some setbacks early on last year, and then you end up winning five individual titles and really rolling to the championship when it was held at W&J last year. Your thoughts on how this team responded last year from all the early setbacks?
It was tough. I mean, forfeiting a weight class all year and not having the dual meet team that we wanted, but we just thought every tournament we were doing pretty well, and I thought our guys were wrestling better every week and just getting better on the mat, and we saw them in the room, and I just thought they were doing a lot of things right there, and we just kept telling them. I think that they believe in themselves, and good things are about going to happen. And overall, I still say at our regional tournament, that was the best, probably winning 7 straight matches and high-level matches in the semifinals was one of the best times at Waynesburg University I've ever been a part of.
Now you bring back 6 starters from last year's team, including 3 PAC champions in Tristan Buxton, as well as sophomore Kenneth Burrs and junior heavyweight Jake Evans. How big a role will the new guys in this year's team go in filling some holes? And also, if you can give us a quick look just at how that lineup's going to look with those 3 PAC champions in it.
Well, definitely we're looking to Tristan with his leadership and Jake being an All-American last year. And with Ken just being 1 match away, him and Tristan both being 1 match away from going to nationals. So they know, I think it gives them a little bit more drive. I think they've worked hard in the off season. I think they really want to be there, and I think they're All-American potential. So nothing can hold them back. So we just look for them to just improve, and I think their leadership in the room is going to help our young guys develop. And as you said, this is probably one of our best recruiting classes since we've been here our first year, and 13 freshmen and quality guys. I think all of them can add to our lineup, and if they keep working, they're going to keep getting better at the end of the year, I think.
Well, we were talking before we went on camera here about the depth of the team and how interesting the wrestle-offs could be this year, kind of the start to the season. How much competition has there been in the room and early on here in the season? How much of the young guys really been getting at it with the older guys?
It's been good. I mean, we're just doing, first week we do a lot of technique and, just going over things that just getting everybody on the same page with how we would like to wrestle and just trying to fine-tune their technique a little bit. But overall, I mean, no one's backed down from anyone. I just think we've had real good goes in the room. And as you said, as next week goes into the wrestle-offs, it's going to heat up a little bit more. But we don't put so much emphasis on the wrestle-offs. I mean, we have almost every week we have a different lineup when we go in our dual meets, our tournaments. So we're always so we just expect everyone to be ready whenever they're called on to be able to come in and do a good job in our lineup.
One last guy I'd like to talk about in that lineup is heavyweight Jake Evans, who had such a big year last year, set the single-season wins record, had something like 30 pins, took 7th in the country. This is a guy that just a couple years ago kind of came out of nowhere and has really turned into a great way to end a dual match, having a guy that you're pretty confident can not only win but get you bonus points. How has Jake Evans progressed from a big jump from his freshman to sophomore year to now heading into his junior year?
I think he knows what being at Nationals last year showed him a lot of things that he needed to work on. I mean, he was close there and just give him a little bit more confidence, and that's why it's always good to be there, 1 year going in. It gives you a little bit more comfortable the next time you're there, so know what to look for. But having Tristan to start us out and for Jake to end us up, I mean, it's pretty good bookends, a good start in that. So we're looking at the other guys on our team. I mean, we got big shoes to fill. I mean, we lose Ryan Shank and Filippo Crivelli. I mean, two guys that added a lot to our team past years. So those are going to be big shoes to fill. But, we have guys that, 4 seniors on the team this year, and we're looking forward to them all contributing and just guiding our team and being good leaders for our team. And hopefully, and that's our goal always is at the end of the year, we want to peak. That's the time of the year.
Talk about change in leadership. You've shuffled up your coaching staff as well, made an addition and a promotion. Can you give everyone a look into your coaching staff for this year? Yeah,
we lost Jeff Avelka, went to Ken McMillan as the head coach there, and he was a great asset to our program all the years as a grad assistant and assistant coach, and definitely going to miss him this year. But we've added Gennaro has stepped up from being a grad assistant up to the assistant wrestling coach, and he knows our program. He knows what we like to do in our program. He does a great job recruiting our guys, and just has brought in. I give a tribute to a lot to him, our freshman class we have coming in, and we've added Colton Shorts, wrestled at Cal Poly last year. Made it to nationals there, was a national competitor at the D1 level, and we just think that he's going to add a lot to our room and technique-wise and just knowing how to get the guys to the next level.
Another Ken and Mac guys, well, Jeff Pavelka taking the head coaching job, Colton Shorts wrestled at Ken and Mac up in Washington County. And speaking of Washington County, going to turn our attention now to Tristan Buxton, senior from Trinity High School all those years ago. And Tristan, thank you for taking some time to come up. Last year, 45-5, really a breakout year. Your second full year as a starter at 125. First PAC title that you really rolled through. And as Coach mentioned, wrestled some really tough competition at the region. Came up just a couple points shy of going to nationals. Just give us a look back on your junior year and how you're getting ready for your senior season as one of the captains on this team.
Well, I spent a lot of the summer training. I spent a lot of time training with former coach Jeff Pavelka. He really helped me out this summer. I went to the Naval Academy to train there. I worked with a lot of wrestlers there to help them out as well, give back to the sport. And after that, I spent a couple months doing some CrossFit training up in Pittsburgh. So I think over the summer, I think I hit every area of wrestling that I need to cover, and I need to continue to do that and stay on top of everything. So I think looking back on the season, I fell short, so I need to look forward to this season, clean slate, just get the job done, and look to be a national champ, All-American. That's really my only goals this year so far.
Now, as one of the veteran guys on this team, one of the leaders, what's your reaction to really an overwhelming selection as Waynesburg is the preseason #1 to repeat as PAC champions?
Well, I think a lot of the upperclassmen, they're excited to go do it again. It was fun last year. It was a great moment in our careers. As far as the freshmen go, I'm not sure how they're thinking. They have their sights set on wrestle ops right now, just trying to make the team. So I think I have a better idea how they feel about it after that. But I'm really confident in our team, and I think we can get the job done again this year for sure.
Now, this is the first time that PACs will be held at Waynesburg since you've been here. The last time it happened was the year before you came in as a freshman. Waynesburg won it at the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse. How much of a priority, I should say, is it for you to not only win a second straight title at 125, but also keep the team title at Waynesburg and do it in front of your home crowd, and what will be your last match at the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse?
When you put it that way, it's really a lot of pressure. But well, I'm excited for it. PACs is always a great time, and after last year, having it at Waynesburg would be amazing. And just taking a team title here would just be something I could look back on for years. And just being with the guys on the team that I've been training with for years and seeing them develop. So having it all come together and winning a title my last year here would just be an amazing experience. And at this point, PAC is just a stepping stone to nationals. So if I can, do my job there, I know I can get the job done at the national level. So
you're going to come in as probably pretty high. Hopefully the season goes well, staying healthy and things going the way that you'd hoped. that you hope for. You're going to come in probably as one of the guys that are going to, instead of being one of those hunters, kind of one of the hunted coming in to regionals. What are your thoughts, not looking too far ahead, obviously, you've got a whole schedule ahead of you, but just after coming up so close last year, how much is that a little extra push this year as you go through the year, you think?
Absolutely. I think about it every day, the sting that it caused me. The kid that beat me to go, I had beaten him earlier in the year. I mean, we have a big rivalry going. We wrestle each other all the time, and losing not going to nationals stings. But when you lose to someone that you can beat, it's a tougher experience. So, and I know I can come on top, and any other guys that come in front of me this year coming up, I'm gonna do my best and look to win. And I think what drive me even more is I took a trip up to nationals last year to watch the guys, and a big reason was that, and another big reason was to go watch and remind myself that I'm not there, and to keep that in my mind. So going there, seeing those guys on the podium and not seeing myself up there, don't want to ever see that again. I want to be up there this year. So.
Very good, and best of luck to you in getting to the podium, Tristan. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time.
I did want to mention real quick, Bob. I also forgot I got cut off real quick. I want to make John Yates is still going to be a part of us as a volunteer assistant. He's been with our program ever since we've started, being a big addition and helping us every time he can. So just having him in the room, helping our young guys is also always something that's helped out with us. So glad to have him back in the room again also.
Well, that's 10 years together at the university, but
yeah.
Can you guess how many years in the high school ranks when you guys were coaching there?
I think probably at least 6 or 7, we said, because I came back as a junior high coach, worked under him, and then went up to the high school. So I think probably 6. So
you guys know each other a little bit.
We know each other.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much for taking the time to talk about that. The Waynesburg University wrestling season begins on Saturday, November 4th with the annual Orange-Black Wrestle-Offs. The Yellow Jackets' first live action of the year comes 4 days later with a home dual match against Division II Shippensburg. To follow the Yellow Jacket wrestling team, as well as all 20 of Waynesburg's varsity programs, go to www.waynesburgsports.com. And to keep up with the race for this year's PAC Wrestling Championship, go to pacathletics.org.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.